guys, this is Courtney from Willow's Bloom, and today I'm going to talk to you about what is going on in the astrology for September. And I'm super excited to chat with you guys about this and go over it for all of the signs. It's probably going to take me a second. It's my first video doing this for all of the signs for the whole month. So I'm just trying to find my footing and see how I can do it in the most timely way possible. Okay, so before I get started, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not going to really be talking about the moons this month because I will still come out with my new and full moon videos for all the signs. So I'm going to go over that in explicit detail. Explicit? Is that the right word? I feel like that sounds the right word. I'm going to go over it in detail in the other videos, so let's not harp on it here. Okay. All right, Gemini, so before I hop into your reading, I just wanted to let you know that I am dividing this month by planets. So each planet, I'm going to go in chronological order from start to finish and then start the next planet. So the dates aren't going to be cohesive in that sense because I'm going to be talking about one planet at a time and its movement to the sky and what that means for you. So I'm just trying to figure out how to organize this because I haven't done this kind of forecast for each of the signs like this for an entire month. It's a lot of information. So if you like this organization, let me know. If you have a better alternative or a different idea, also let me know because I am super open to doing whatever you guys recommend. All right, let's get started. So you guys are starting off this month with the Sun in Virgo in your 4th house of home and family. It is going to be focused here until the 5th, until the 22nd when it moves into Libra in your 5th house. So a big focus for you guys this month is going to be around your home, around your family, around your emotions. A lot of times when I see stuff in the 4th house, a lot of it is drawing our energy within, reflecting on aspects of our life, taking care of ourselves. And look at the card that I pulled. It says rest. That's exactly that feeling that I'm getting, is that a lot about this month is honestly kind of taking it easy, taking a step back, resting in ways that you maybe haven't in a while, because there has to be different phases of the cycle. You can't always be going forward. You can't always be taking action. There has to be a phase of rest. And so for most of the month until the 22nd, this could be kind of that feeling of rest, sprinkled in with other types of energies, which I'll talk about as well. So on the 6th, the Sun is going to make a trine to Uranus, which is in your 12th house. So this seems like an especially good time to start kind of looking at maybe some elements of your past that you want to release in this period of rest, in this period of reflection. Uranus in the 12th house gives us the opportunity to finally shed some old baggage, some things from childhood or even past lives that we feel like have been holding us back as individuals. And so when this makes a trine with the Sun, your ability to understand, to see, to illuminate those elements of your life and actually let them go is highlighted. So this resting period seems like it's going to be very productive, and it's going to help you prepare for the next phase of the cycle, which is ultimately going to leave you feeling like you have less baggage, less weight that you're carrying forward. So if you guys have been kind of questioning certain elements of your life, questioning certain elements of your past and how that's carried over into your present circumstances, the 6th is a really great time to be honest with yourself and make some of those shifts that you might have felt stuck in. So if there's been relationships that are getting old, or patterns that are getting old, habits that are getting old, all those things can kind of be let go of at this time with much greater ease, and you might have had more difficulty with it before. On the 14th, the Sun is going to oppose Neptune. So talking about rest, this is a perfect time to do so. This is a time to meditate, to spend time alone, to reflect more so with your third eye and with your intuition. And Neptune is in the 10th house of career. So you might sometimes feel like you're a little bit less energized moving forward in your career, but this is a really great time to be creative, to use your creativity to influence your career. You're more tapped in at this time. So it's not about striving, it's not about doing, it's about going within and knowing what the next direction is, the next right step, and utilizing some of that intuitive creative energy to make better decisions in the future. So allow yourself to rest mid-month. Allow yourself to lack clarity at that time in your career. You don't need to push forward. You don't need to be doing things at that time. Schedule yourself accordingly. On the 16th of the month, the sun will trine Pluto. This is when your energy is going to start to pick a little bit back up in terms of your career. But then also in terms of, because Pluto is in the 8th house, in terms of continuing this kind of shadow work. So in the beginning of the month, a lot of the energy with the sun trining Uranus is about maybe breaking old habits or patterns. But when the sun trines Pluto on the 16th, this is about releasing those insecurities. And some of those things could have come up around the 14th when the sun opposed Neptune. You can kind of be faced with a lack of clarity around yourself, your identity. You can kind of have a little bit of a crisis, an existential crisis in terms of your path, your career, what you're doing, how you are as a person. And then on the 16th, when the sun trines Pluto, you're able to let those things go. You're able to process them, chew them, digest them for what they are worth, and release the negative energy that isn't helping you. On the 29th, you'll have the sun make a trine to Saturn. Saturn being in your 9th house, I think this is going to give you guys kind of like a reevaluation of your belief systems. So you started off shifting old habits, then questioning who you are, integrating some of those shadows, processing some of what you felt, and then you're able to actually go out and believe a different thing about yourself. Like you kind of are able to install a new paradigm around a certain area of your life, especially emotionally. So I feel like you're going to be getting different perspectives, wisdom. Saturn has earned wisdom, especially being in the 9th house. Wisdom about yourself, about your life, and about how you deal with things. So I feel like that's kind of like your gift at the end of the month for the internal work and the internal processing that you've been doing. Okay, let's talk about Mercury. So Mercury is the planet of thinking and of communication. So wherever Mercury goes, our mind follows. So Mercury is going to be in the house of Libra, which is the 5th house for you guys, or in the sign of Libra, I should say. And it's going to be in your 5th house until November 5th. So this is a heavy focus on dating and relationships. It's a heavy focus on your passion projects, your children, your creativity, your sex life, communicating and thinking about your hobbies. So if you're doing anything that feels exciting to you, that feels new, like traveling or trips, all those things are kind of like where your mind is going to be focusing on. So on the 4th, Mercury is going to make a trine to Saturn. So this is around the time when you're going to start feeling like you maybe want to put in some kind of like skin in the game, some level of commitment to something that you've been kind of testing out or having fun with. So whatever that is for you, this could be you signing up for some, like for example, I started doing aerial yoga, and I want to sign up for a certification so I can do this on my own. So maybe on the 4th, I would actually put down that deposit and I would sign up for it because this is a hobby and I want to commit to the next level of it. So whatever that thing is for you, there is that next level kind of occurring on that day. On the 20th, Mercury is trining Jupiter. So this is a positive outcome for any efforts that you've put into this area of your life. This is a feeling of generally good communication, good socialization, good rapport and understanding with people around you, or making improvements or making strides in whatever you're pursuing out of passions. If you have children, this is an improvement in your relationship and communication with them. So there's just an ease and a flow between this energy here where you're probably feeling more optimistic, you're feeling like you're enjoying these aspects of your life, and it doesn't feel as heavy. On the 27th or 22nd, Mercury is going to square Pluto. So just 2 days after that beautiful flow of energy, you're going to be met with a little bit of a stumbling block. The square to Pluto can bring about this push and pull between people's ideas. So maybe one person wanted to pursue something one way and another person wanted you to pursue it another way. This is a time when there needs to be more malleability in our concept, or in our ideas and not our beliefs, but I guess the way that we want to pursue things, the way that we want to do things, how we think about things in general. They should be a little bit more malleable or they could break because people are going to kind of, and what I say by break is almost like the rapport between you and a person could break, not your ideas, obviously. When Mercury squares Pluto, it's like there's just some element of tension. And being in your 5th house, it's like this is you pursuing the things that bring you a lot of joy. So if it's not from a specific person, if a person isn't the one you're pursuing and they're not kind of pushing back on your ideas or pushing back on you in some way, then it could be some element of the thing that you committed to, or some element of the thing that you're excited about. Could present some sort of issue, some sort of roadblock, some sort of challenge for you to overcome mentally. And it is mentally. It's specifically a challenge that's coming in to your brain, to your intellect, for you to process and create new neural pathways and new understandings around that issue. On the 27th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in this sign in Libra. So this is a time where you can start to re-examine past issues. So whatever came up 5 days before when Mercury squared Pluto, whatever challenges came up, you can start to explore those a little bit further, resolve them, resolve issues from the past, anything that could have been linked to that Mercury squared Pluto event or things prior to it can all come up to a head to be fully put to bed. That rhymes. So yeah, this is a good opportunity to do that. Let's take a look at your Mars. So you're going to have Mars in Virgo, and then it's going to be here for the first half of the month. The second half on the 14th is going to move into Libra. So Mars will be in your 4th house and then moving into your 5th house. So Mars being in your 4th house can create a little bit of discord when it comes to family members. If you have been trying to if you've been having pre-existing issues with someone, they could be inflamed or exasperated at this time. Exacerbated. I keep saying exasperated. They kind of have similar meanings anyway, but one is more of how you feel and one is worsening in the situation. So yeah, if you're feeling like you're not really seeing eye to eye with someone, I could see that getting worse around at least the first of the month when Mars is opposing Neptune. At least the positive side of Mars opposing Neptune is that can kind of dull the intensity and the anger that comes with Mars, but it can also make other people less able or less willing to see your perspective or see things from your point of view. They can kind of create this storyline around what your behavior means. So specifically behavior, because Mars is about our action, our impulses, our desires. It's almost like somebody could start seeing that, perceiving you differently, or you're perceiving them differently. It can kind of distort reality. Again, I don't see a lot of issues with Mars in particular, but just sometimes if it's aspecting a personal planet or, something is going on in your chart, then there can be a little bit of agitation with the family members. It's also a good time to go within, especially on the 6th when Mars trines Pluto. You're going to have this ability to tap into your shadow self, your darker impulses, your darker desires, and you're going to be able to really turn them and examine them like a diamond. You're going to see all the different facets, all the different layers. And this ability to understand the darker side of yourself is so important to bring more light, because otherwise those elements are there regardless and can kind of have some power, have some control. But when we have a level of awareness around them, it's going to bring, again, the light or the ease and the comfort into that side of ourselves. So it's not taking control without us knowing. As I said, Mars is going to move into your 5th house on the 14th. So this can make you exceptionally horny or it can make you more driven to go out and socialize and to kind of pursue the more animalistic side of our nature. So you might have awareness around what that is around the 6th, and then you might go out and do it around the 14th when Mars moves into the 5th house. It's like, do I want to drink? Do I want to gamble? Do I want to go sleep with this person? Whatever your animal desires, without all of the mind kind of having you under control, all of those things can kind of come to light and be pursued once it moves into the 5th house on the 14th. On the 25th, Mars is going to make a trine to Saturn. So I feel like this is us kind of dedicating our energy and committing to some aspect of it. Whatever those desires were, whatever we're trying to pursue when Mars moves into the 5th house, we start to kind of solidify it in a way. We start to create some level of commitment around it. And we're willing to work towards something, whatever that thing is, whatever that passion is, whatever that interest is. We're willing to actually put in some sweat equity. It's not just about pursuing our desires. It's about actually committing to them in a way, and not just like doing them in the kind of typical Mars fashion of like, if this interests me today, I'll do it, and then tomorrow I won't. The trine with Saturn is saying we're going to have a little bit more persistence in what we do. Let's talk about Venus lastly. So Venus is going to be in Libra, which is in your 5th house, and then it's going to move into Scorpio on the 10th of the month, which is going to be in your 6th house. Venus is going to be making a square to Pluto on the 5th of the month. So this can bring up issues a little bit. And if you are dating somebody, or if you are pursuing some of those like pleasures and things in life, you might start to see some negative consequences from that, or you might start to see maybe that person being a little bit more jealous or a little bit more controlling, or just like some like volatility coming into you pursuing some of those like desires or relationships or sociability. You might notice a little bit more tension that you can kind of cut with a knife around the 5th. But then on the 6th, we have Venus trining Jupiter. So it's like whatever is happening then anyway is going to blow over. The social aspects are going to lift up again. People's moods are going to enhance again. And that kind of control or jealousy is going to just kind of dissipate, and the issue is going to go away. On the 17th, Venus is going to make a square with Saturn. This is when Venus has already moved into your 6th house of work. So you might start to encounter that you have to put a little bit more effort into things, and you're not feeling like you're getting the results. Saturn is in the 9th house, so you might start to feel like bogged down by your responsibilities and start to feel like maybe things aren't moving ahead as you would like you're losing touch with what you're doing on a day-to-day and how that's actually translating into your long-term vision. More pessimism, more hard work, not as much fun. On the 23rd, Venus is opposing Uranus, which is in your 12th house. So anything that is kind of outdated in terms of your working environment or the way that you pursue your work is going to be coming up now for you to shift and for you to change. If there's a health issue that you've been working on, if that was the thing that was bothering you on the 17th instead of work, then this is going to become really obvious, especially if it's a mental health issue. It's like, okay, I have to do something. Like I need to start meditating, or I'm going to have anxiety, or I need to start doing this, or this is going to happen. So the 23rd is when we're being asked to make that shift around whatever felt uncomfortable on the 17th. So this can be related to work, it can be related to health, to routine. There's some aspect of you showing up to your life to take care of yourself and your responsibilities that isn't in flow, that doesn't feel good, that feels restricted, that needs to shift on the 23rd. And this will create a lot more freedom, a lot more ease. Whatever realization, whatever mindset shifts that you have on that day are going to be very beneficial for you, because on the 29th, Venus trines Neptune, and on the 30th, Venus squares Jupiter. So you're going to start feeling like whatever change or ideas you've had have liberated you truly and are making you feel more fulfilled, are making you more in love with yourself, more in love with your life, more in love with your work, more social in your life. And it's going to start to feel like there's a sense of ease. I want to talk about some cards that I pulled. So I pulled the achievement. I already talked about the rest card. I also pulled the 7 of Pentacles achievement card. So I do kind of feel like this is you maybe getting some unexpected things coming through with those changes that you make in your work routine. I think it can bring some unexpected or benevolent shifts in terms of achievement. I think you can feel like you are not only moving in the right direction, but the universe is giving you all the signs, all the symbols, and all the recognition that you need to continue down that right direction. It's not just like you're fumbling out here, not knowing if you're doing things right. The 7 of Pentacles is saying you're doing things right, you're on the right path. You might not get all the achievement necessarily that you want, like the end game, end result. That's not the feeling I'm getting with this. 7 of Pentacles is more process oriented. It's more about the discipline, the diligence. So I feel like this is kind of the universe just saying, make those changes and continue on your path, and you're going to get the signs from the universe that those were the correct changes and that you are on the right path. Abundance. So the first thing that I noticed with this card is that it has a 23 on the top of it, which signifies 5 in numerology, which is about change. And I think the changes that you're going to make in your routine and your health and showing up differently for yourself and letting go of some of this emotional baggage and actually resting. I think ultimately what you're doing is creating a sense of balance, because on the 22nd, the sun does move into Libra, which is focusing on balance in life anyway. And so I feel like all these changes that you're making are about creating balance, and that balance is going to give you a sense of abundance. And the abundance is not just in finances, it's in every area of your life. There's no point in having money if your life is out of balance, if you're giving so much energy and you can't take care of your health, you can't see your friends. That's not abundance. That's actually scarcity. So balance is true abundance. Having enough, at least just enough of every area of your life to meet your needs and a little bit extra, that is true abundance. And that's what I feel like you guys are going after. The last card I pulled was stimulation. I think I'm going to look up what this card means, but the first thing I thought about was Uranus. So let's just see what that means. Stimulation, it says, fresh ideas and situations are presented, and there are moments that you can see your ideas take center stage. You will need to take full responsibility and step up to the challenge in order to gain a positive outcome or success. Chile asks you to work on your passions in life and make sure they are truly yours, that you are not simply what you think others want to hear. That's exactly what I feel like. Mars is going to be moving into your 5th house on the 14th. What does that mean? It means you following all of your desires, all of your passions, making changes to the way that you pursue your career when Venus is opposite Uranus, making changes to the way that you pursue your career and the way that you outline your day to make it something that you are excited about, that you are ready to show up for and have energy for. The stimulation card to me is also an indicator of change in the positive direction and being excited about what you're going after. And because you're excited about it, you're able to pursue it to the end, and people can feel that excitement and they are going to gravitate towards you, creating more of that abundance. So that's definitely what I'm seeing for you guys, Gemini and Gemini Rising. If this resonates, please like and comment down below, and I hope you guys have such a beautiful day. Bye.